welcome to our latest edition of America's Most Inspiring Peoples and Aspire to Inspire, Embrace the Power of Production. I'm your host, Dr. Jennifer Blalock, and today's guest is one of my online, I absolutely love you. You inspire me all the time. Lance Supernaw. How are you, Lance? Can you hear me?
I'm great, dear. How are you?
I'm great.
I can.
Tell everybody where you are. You're doing some great stuff right now.
Oh, so I'm in Helen, Georgia, at a pararescue military reunion that we have every 2 years. We're all combat veterans, and we meet every 2 years just to tell stories to each other and embrace each other, and and help the brothers that are struggling and put our arms around them.
Well, and that's so much at the heart of all the work that you do. Tell us why, working with veterans, I know you're a veteran as well. Why are you inspired to do this and to continue to give back to this community?
Well, not everybody knows, but my life has not always been amazing and joyous. I struggled when I came back to do. I silently. I isolated. The VA put me on a bunch of medications that didn't serve me in life very well,
Sure.
and I slipped into an addiction, and I didn't even know where to turn. So when I was able to break my addiction and through some things I've done in my life, I decided that nobody needed to do this by themselves. And I opened my life up to everybody that needs help, mostly combat veterans like myself, and take their phone calls when they're struggling in the middle of the night and let them know that they're not alone and there is light at the end of the darkness, and then give them ideas on how they can break through it.
Absolutely. And what keeps you motivated? I know it can often feel overwhelming. This is heavy stuff. And a lot of our veterans have seen some really incredibly traumatizing things. And then, as you shared, coming back, life is a challenge sometimes. And there are other challenges that we have to overcome. How do you stay inspired and motivated to do the great work that you do? Because you're always doing it. I always see you, in addition to your full-time job, in addition to being a great dad, a soccer dad, no less. You're always giving back in the role with Warrior Quest and other things that you're doing. How do you keep motivated?
Yeah, I think that's part of my healing. Um, I still struggle at times.
Sure.
And I find that when I do like my motivational videos, I'm actually talking to myself when I do them.
Yes.
Right. Most of the time I'll be driving down the road and I'll have a thought, or I'll be like internalizing things in my mind. I'll pull over and make a video. And it's more so like to let people know they're not alone, but more so to remind me of where I've been and the path that I needed to do to keep moving forward. Um, and yeah, it does get challenging at times in life, but I always seem to carve enough time out to do it. Um, with work and children and a career and
Yeah.
all the other things that I know that I've done with the ayahuasca community.
Absolutely. So tell us, yeah, I love it. I love it. Tell us a little bit about what a veteran, maybe who is struggling and wants to become involved or see what services you have. Maybe tell us a little bit about some of the services that are available through your program.
Well, so with Warrior Quest, I raised money through my nonprofit, through private donors, to send people to retreats throughout the country to drink a medicine that I found that helped me in my life, called ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is an indigenous tea from Peru. It's a medicine to me. Some people may say it's a drug, but it was a medicine because it clearly helped me in my life.
Sure.
So if a combat veteran or a veteran's out there and they're watching this video, they can reach out to me through my website or email me, and I can tell them what my path was, and hopefully they can relate to it, because I pretty much put a check mark in every box that there is, from
Sure.
addiction to depression to anxiety to legal issues with the law, divorce. I honestly can relate to almost any scenario that somebody can throw at me. And because I've done all of that, I'm pretty relatable to people. And that I'm open to. I mean, there's very rarely that if someone tries to reach out to me that I won't take the time to help them.
Absolutely. I loved what you said about, the motivational videos. And I feel the same way, Lance. Life is too short. When I have a thought, and a lot of times, it's, I only have one child. I think you have two sons. And, as they grow, I'm telling you, I was a young mom. So my daughter, she's grown now and I'm by myself a lot. So I kind of look at social media as like an opportunity to just kind of share, what I'm going through and to get that feedback in a positive way. And I really appreciate that you do that. How do you find the feedback just from like your social media following of people, saying, "Hey, you inspire me," and how does that make you feel?
Well, obviously, it's pretty rewarding.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not going to say that doesn't make me smile when someone gives me
yeah,
positive feedback, because it really does, and it warms my heart and my soul. Which I guess that helps the drive continue. Because if you were getting the opposite type of feedback, you'd be like, "Well,
right.
I'm not doing the right thing. Let me just stop right here." Um, but yeah, the positive feedback's amazing. I mean, as I was walking through the crowd today with all the pararescue brothers and sisters that I'm here with in Helen, Georgia, I've had some wives walk up to me and say, "Your videos are inspiring. Keep them up," which it's pretty. I'm just going to be honest. It's really cool to hear that from people that you don't even know. Um, and then once again, the fact that people actually do take the time to watch them and listen to them, which is, you never know, because not everybody likes the videos, right? I mean, some people watch them and they just click next, next, next. But you know,
Well, I think, Lance, first of all, own that and accept that positive feedback because don't be shy about it. It really truly makes a difference. I had and I took a screenshot of it, a young lady I know who struggled with substance abuse. I've known her for a long time. And I forgot what I posted, but she said something like it was kind of random. I hadn't talked to her in a long time, and she was like, "I don't think you realize what kind of impact you've had on people's lives." And I was like, "Oh my God!" Like out of nowhere, years have
yeah,
gone by since I've seen her, and I've known her struggle, and I'll try and like you said, like a like can go a long way for somebody, or I hear you or hang in there. It means a lot. And I have a family member that we lost a couple of years ago, and social media was a big outlet for her, and I struggle sometimes that I didn't always pay better attention to the struggle, but I also have made a commitment that I do want to do that for others. And I also want to be the agent of positivity,
right.
like saying good things too. Like we look back on it, it's like, are you ever going to regret that you said too many good things to somebody? I don't think so,
No,
right?
no.
So another thing I was going to mention is you do a lot of your work in nature. I find nature very inspiring. I love being, out in the natural world, away from everything else. You're at a retreat right now. Tell me about what that does for you and how it inspires you.
Well, I mean,
Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. Yeah, I got to go to Helen, Georgia now. I never knew.
yeah, it's like I'm sitting at a riverbank right now, and it's amazing. I mean, I found a little spot by myself, and I mean, we all find our little places where we feel like inspired and tranquility, and this is kind of it, right? Out by a
Yeah.
riverbank, sitting on a rock, listening to the birds and the river flow by. It's actually just calming and soothing, and I try to get in nature as much as I can. And then when we do our ceremonies, our retreats for our veterans, we do them outside.
I
Um, uh,
noticed that. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. What kind of advice would you give to somebody who really is sort of at that point where they need something to hold on to, some inspiration? Because we've all been there, and I know
Yeah.
you have.
So when you get to that point where you feel like, I call it the wormhole, when you're in the wormhole and you don't feel like there's a way out, um, reach out to me, email me, text me, send a carrier pigeon, smoke signal. I don't care. However you want to reach out to me, just reach out to me. I will take your phone call. I'll talk to you. And once again, I'll relate to what you're telling me, because I don't think that I haven't been. I mean, there's not much that I haven't been through, and just don't dwell on it so much. Just know that there's always like, listen, there's light at the end of any dark trail. You just have to like reach out and find it. And you can use me to do it. I can be your catalyst. I promise you. I will. Yeah.
Awesome. That's a great promise. And I do, I know your boys inspire you, but where else do you find inspiration? What keeps Lance going?
Oof. I don't know. I've got my career. I have a small little mortgage company that I own and operate, which helps fund my nonprofit. Friends and family, I stay connected with them. Obviously, my brothers and sisters in the military community, I continuously reach out to them and let them know that I'm here, and they reach out and do the same thing to me. Doing buddy checks with people is important. Um, sometimes a phone call can go a long way,
Absolutely.
especially if you're feeling alone and that phone rings, and just pick it up. Even if you don't want to pick it up, just pick it up.
Yeah.
And let people know that you're hurting. To suffer in silence is horrible. I
Yeah.
know, because I did it.
Absolutely. I think that's incredibly important advice. What more fun activities are you going to be involved in this beautiful, lush retreat? What do you
um,
guys got going on tonight?
so I'm gonna float down the river on a tube tomorrow at like lunch,
Fun.
and then we're having a cookout tomorrow afternoon. Some guys, like, this is a big Harley Davidson area. I don't have a motorcycle, but they're taking off on their motorcycles. I'm not sure what else I'm gonna do, but I'll probably go for a hike. I'm gonna try fly fishing on
Nice.
Saturday, which I've never done that before. And they're like, "Don't hook your ear." I'm like, "What does that mean?" They're like, "Oh, you'll figure it
You'll
out." I'm
figure it
like,
out.
"Oh man."
You're going to have to
But
let us know about that. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Wonderful.
it's just a beautiful thing.
I'm so glad you're able to do that. And I really appreciate you taking out some time to meet with us. Before we close, tell us about anything you have going on before the end of the year with Warrior Quest, any activities you've got coming up or ways that people can get involved or support the work that you're doing.
Right. So I'm doing a ceremony on September 20 and 21 in Merritt Island, Florida. And then towards the end of October, I'm going to do a Kentucky retreat. That's going to be a 5-day retreat. That's going to have more than just the typical ayahuasca ceremony. And I'm not planned any farther than through October right now. If you want to help donate and sponsor a veteran to drink ayahuasca, you can go to my website, warriorquestusa.com, and up in the right-hand corner, there's a link that you can donate. Every dollar goes right back to veterans to help fly them into town and to pay for their retreat. I'm a 501c3, so it's tax deductible if you're worried about that. And just remember, you have to love yourself.
Well, we love the work that you're doing. We send you incredible tidings and positive vibes for a great time. You deserve it with all the work that you do. I want to thank you for being so inspiring to everybody. I encourage you to follow Lance on his Facebook page. Lance, are you on Instagram?
I am. It's under GI Lending.
Okay.
I haven't started the Warrior Quest Instagram page, which I need to. I'm more into Facebook.
Yep.
But I have a Facebook page, Warrior Quest USA.
Okay. And I don't know, can people follow you on your personal page where you do your motivational messages?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, great. I will tell you, Lance, I have transitioned over to Instagram. I didn't think I would, but like I do my lives on there all the time. I have my little motivational moments.
Right.
And I just like it because it's more photo oriented, I guess, and stuff like that. But so please, I highly encourage you, if you need someone that's just going to speak life into you, Lance is great at that. So definitely explore Warrior Quest USA. Thanks for joining us on America's Most Inspiring People. And Lance, thanks for being one of those inspiring people and the great work that you do. And so everybody out there, love yourself, inspire other people. And if you need inspiration, please reach out. Have a great day, everybody. And thanks for joining us. Bye, Lance.
I don't wanna waste a minute. Don't have many plans, wing it. If you got a glass, fill it. Cause I need it now. Money is a bitch in it.